Ethan's shuttle groaned as it entered the thick orange haze of Zorathia's atmosphere. The desert planet stretched endlessly below him, jagged cliffs and vast dunes glittering under a pale green sun. He had imagined alien worlds before, read about them in textbooks and seen them in hollow films, but nothing prepared him for the raw, alien beauty of Zorathia. His stomach twisted in a mixture of excitement and nervousness. Humans were rare here. Only a handful lived on Zorathia, mostly scientists and traders. Ethan, a young engineer fresh out of university, had been offered a research assignment he couldn't refuse. It promised adventure, strange new technology, and a chance to prove that humans, small and fragile as they might seem, could make a mark in the galaxy. When he finally landed, the shuttle's hatch opened with a hiss, and the warm, dry wind of Zorathia hit him. The city beyond the landing pad was a jumble of towers made from glimmering crystal-like material and shifting sand. Alien citizens moved with grace and speed, their many legs, eyes, or tentacles giving them forms that seemed impossible. Ethan clutched his luggage and tried to appear calm, though his heart raced like a desert storm. He had to find his new apartment. He had received a holographic rental agreement from the city's management system, and the address led him through winding streets lined with floating signs, glowing in strange hues. Eventually, he arrived at a tall building with walls that shimmered like heat on a road in summer. The door slid open before he could knock, revealing a towering alien, Grrla. Her skin was mottled blue and gold, and dozens of small eyes moved independently on her face, observing him from every angle. Her limbs were long and segmented, with 3 pairs of hands, each capable of manipulating objects with terrifying efficiency. She glared at him, her many eyes narrowing. "You are the human," she said in a voice that rumbled like distant thunder. "You have rented my dwelling. You are expected to follow all rules, no creatures, no chaos, no mistakes." "What is inside?" "It's just a small pet," he said, keeping his hands behind his back. Grrla's eyes widened. "You brought a living organism into my apartment? This is forbidden. This is chaos. This is..." It was small, about the size of a human forearm, with smooth, segmented skin that glimmered in soft shades of gold and brown. Its body moved like a miniature sandworm, curling and stretching with astonishing speed. The creature shot forward, sliding across the floor and leaving a trail of faint, glowing residue. Grrla gasped, one of her many sets of hands rising in alarm. Her eyes, all of them, fixed on the wriggling creature. "Human," she shouted, "why do you have a mini Shai-Hulud between your legs?" Sparks of blue light shot across the room. A holographic projection appeared, showing an ancient map of the city and some underground tunnels. Grrla's eyes blinked rapidly. "What is it doing? How does it know how to?" He had to keep it calm or it might destroy more of the alien technology. "I didn't teach it this," he said. "I think it's intelligent. It reacts to its environment. I just wanted something familiar from home." The apartment was small by alien standards, but cozy by human ones. Smooth walls reflected the desert light that streamed through crystalline windows. Ethan set his luggage down and looked at his new home. He had a bed, a small kitchenette, and a workbench. He could make it work. He just had to keep the mini Shai-Hulud under control. Unfortunately, control was not easy. The creature wriggled from his arms the moment he put it down, sliding across the smooth floor, investigating every corner. It coiled around the refrigerator, climbed a chair, and finally latched onto a loose wire. Sparks flew, and a small holographic interface activated, displaying symbols Ethan had never seen before. Grrla appeared at the door again, her many eyes wide with alarm. "Human. Stop it, contain the chaos. Humans, you are always complicated." By evening, the creature had calmed enough to stay in a soft containment pod. Ethan managed to improvise. He prepared a small meal for himself, sitting on the floor and staring out at the desert city. The sun had set, painting the sky in deep shades of green and purple. Strange flying creatures glided over the dunes in the distance. Ethan thought about his assignment. He was here to study alien engineering, to improve interstellar energy systems, and to understand technology that humans could scarcely imagine. But already his focus was shifting. Somehow this little creature, this mini Shai-Hulud, was going to be the key to surviving on Zorathia. It was clever, adaptive, and unpredictable, much like humans themselves. Grrla returned one last time before nightfall. She carried a small tray with supplies, some alien food, and a glowing crystal Ethan could use as a light source. Her eyes scanned the apartment, and then she looked at him directly. "Human, you are strange. You bring small chaos with you, but you are also careful. I will watch. The city will watch. The creature will watch. Perhaps you will survive here. Let's see what this planet has for us." And somewhere in the shadows, the mini Shihulad twitched its body, as if ready to explore a world that no one, not even the aliens, truly understood. Ethan smiled. He felt for the first time in his life that humans could truly shine, not because they were the strongest or the fastest, but because they were clever, brave, and capable of surprising even the most ancient alien minds. Tomorrow, the real adventure would begin. The next morning, the sun of Zorathia rose slowly over the desert horizon, casting long, golden shadows across the crystalline city. Ethan rubbed his eyes and stretched, feeling the unfamiliar weight of excitement and nervousness press against him. Today, he would explore more than his apartment. He had a research assignment to complete, alien technology to study, and now a mini Shihulad to manage. The creature, still curled comfortably in its containment pod, twitched slightly as if sensing the new day. Ethan knelt beside it, speaking softly. "Ready to face the city, little buddy?" The worm-like pet responded with a faint glow, almost like a nod. Ethan smiled. Somehow this tiny creature, chaotic as it was, had already become a companion. He left the apartment, stepping into the bustling streets. The city was alive with alien activity. Creatures of every shape and size moved gracefully, their limbs and eyes working in perfect coordination. Ethan, human and clumsy by comparison, moved carefully to avoid bumping into anyone. The mini Shihulad's containment pod was secure in his backpack, but he knew that any sudden noise or motion could set it wriggling. Ethan's first stop was the city's central research complex. The building itself was a marvel. Smooth, curving walls of crystal-like material rose high, reflecting the green sun's light in a dazzling array of colors. Inside, Ethan was greeted by more aliens, many of whom were skeptical of humans. Whispers followed him as he moved down the hallways. Humans were rare, and those who came here were often seen as fragile or reckless. Ethan ignored the whispers, focusing instead on the task at hand. He had been assigned to study the city's energy transfer system, a network of crystalline conduits that stored and distributed power across the city. At first glance, it seemed fragile, almost delicate, but Ethan's trained eyes noticed subtle engineering brilliance. He knelt beside one conduit, examining its structure, when a small voice behind him startled him. "Careful, human. The city depends on it. Humans are strange. They think small, but sometimes small thinking changes everything." And yet he noticed areas that could be improved, gaps that could be optimized. "Do humans always think this way?" Grrla asked. "You look at our system and imagine changes. Sometimes chaos. Humans are flexible." It contained hidden potential, forgotten or overlooked by the aliens themselves. "I think I could improve efficiency here," Ethan said quietly, almost to himself. Grrla glanced at him. "You see opportunity where others see only age. This is human cleverness, but be cautious. Others do not appreciate changes without approval." He could start small, adjusting minor conduits and nodes to optimize flow, and later propose larger improvements once he had Grrla's trust. When their tour ended, Ethan returned to his apartment. He had allowed himself just a moment of peace before dealing with the mini Shihulad. The creature was now fully awake, its small body wriggling inside the pod. Ethan lifted it gently, setting it on his workbench. "Today," he said softly, "we explore a little more, but you have to behave. We can't cause chaos, not yet." It was almost as if the creature was trying to communicate, exploring its environment with intelligence far beyond what he had expected. Suddenly, it leapt off the bench. Ethan lunged to catch it, but the mini Shihulad slid across the floor and attached itself to a loose wire on the wall. Sparks flew, and a hidden panel slid open, revealing a set of alien tools and devices. The creature's presence had uncovered something long forgotten. Ethan knelt beside the panel, inspecting the items. "Well, this is unexpected." He realized that the mini Shihulad's intelligence could be a unique advantage. It interacted with the environment in ways no human or alien engineer could predict. He carefully lifted the small creature, placing it back in its containment pod. "We'll explore this soon, but we need a plan." She began to appreciate his patience, his intelligence, and his willingness to adapt. She still scolded him whenever the creature caused trouble, but her respect grew. Slowly, she started to treat him less like a chaotic human and more like a valuable ally. One afternoon, while Ethan was inspecting a series of conduits near the city's main power hub, he noticed something unusual. A section of the network had been partially deactivated, and faint markings suggested an underground passage. The mini Shihulud twitched its body, sensing the area. It moved closer, wrapping around a control node, which caused a hidden door to slide open. Ethan's eyes widened. "You did this." Ethan quickly examined the passage. It appeared to lead deep underground, possibly to ruins or forgotten chambers. He had always dreamed of discovering something ancient and unknown, and now, unexpectedly, he had found it, thanks to the mini Shihulud. Grrlaw appeared behind him, her many eyes wide with curiosity and concern. "What is this? How did you find this hidden area?" "I want to show that humans can make a difference, even here." Humans were small, fragile, and often underestimated, but their ingenuity, adaptability, and courage allowed them to thrive even in alien worlds. The mini Shihulud was proof of that unpredictability and potential. Together, they could explore, discover, and perhaps even change the course of life on Zorathia. Tomorrow, he would plan the first exploration of the underground passage. But for now, he allowed himself a moment of peace. The city outside shimmered under the alien stars, alive and full of possibilities. Ethan knew one thing for certain. This assignment would be far from ordinary, and humans, small and underestimated as they were, could accomplish extraordinary things when cleverness and courage were combined. And with the mini Shihulud at his side, he felt ready for anything. For the first time since arriving on Zorathia, Ethan believed that humans, messy, unpredictable, and clever, might truly leave their mark on this strange and wondrous planet. Ethan awoke to the faint glow of Zorathia's green sun spilling through his crystalline window. Today was not a day for hesitation. He had discovered the hidden passage in the city's energy network, and the mini Shihulud seemed unusually alert, curling and uncurling inside its pod, as if sensing the possibilities that lay ahead. He carefully lifted the creature and placed it in a specially reinforced harness he had fashioned from spare materials. The worm-like pet wriggled briefly, testing its new confines, then settled down, its body shimmering with a faint golden glow. Ethan smiled. "All right, buddy, time to see what secrets you helped uncover." Ethan activated the mechanisms with the mini Shihulud's guidance, and the panel slid open, revealing a narrow, dark stairway descending into the depths. He paused, taking a deep breath. The air smelled faintly of metal and sand, a mixture that reminded him of ancient ruins on Earth. As he descended, he noticed the walls were etched with intricate alien symbols and patterns. The mini Shihulud reacted to them, glowing brighter as if recognizing something familiar. Ethan crouched beside it, studying the markings. Though he could not read them, he sensed they were instructions or warnings left by a civilization long gone. Halfway down the stairs, he heard a faint vibration beneath his feet. The mini Shihulud twitched, its glow intensifying. Ethan froze. The sound was rhythmic, almost like a heartbeat. He realized this passage was not simply a forgotten corridor. It was alive in some way, attuned to movement and energy. The stairway opened into a wide chamber. Crystalline structures jutted from the floor and ceiling, forming natural conduits that pulsed with energy. The mini Shihulud immediately slithered forward, wrapping itself around one of the glowing conduits. Sparks ran along the crystal, illuminating the room with patterns that danced like sunlight on water. Ethan's eyes widened. This is incredible." The chamber appeared to be a long-abandoned energy control center, perhaps part of the city's ancient origins. The conduits and symbols suggested a sophistication that even the current alien engineers could not fully replicate. He took out a small portable scanner and began examining the conduits. The mini Shihulud, moving with surprising dexterity, nudged certain nodes and buttons. With each interaction, the chamber's energy hummed more smoothly, channels lighting up that had been dormant for centuries. Ethan realized the creature's intelligence was an unexpected key to understanding the system. Suddenly, a section of the wall shifted, revealing a narrow passage that Ethan had not noticed before. He crouched, shining a light down the corridor. It was narrower than the chamber, barely wide enough for him to squeeze through. The mini Shihulud wriggled ahead, testing the space and curling around a lever that seemed to control a hidden door at the other end. As the door slid open, Ethan's heart raced. Beyond it lay a long hallway lined with alien glyphs, glowing faintly in patterns that shifted like liquid. He stepped forward cautiously, following the creature. The passage twisted and turned, descending deeper into the planet. Halfway down, Ethan noticed faint markings on the walls that suggested previous visitors, long-extinct beings, perhaps, or explorers like himself. The glyphs seemed to tell a story of a civilization that harnessed energy in ways humans and current aliens could only dream of. The mini Shihulud paused, wrapping around a glyph that glimmered brighter than the rest. Sparks of light ran along the wall, revealing a hidden compartment. Inside was a small, metallic device humming with latent energy. Ethan picked it up carefully. This could be a prototype energy core. If I can understand it, humans could learn so much. The mini Shihulud twitched, almost as if approving the find. Just then, a faint rumble echoed through the hallway. Ethan froze. The passage beneath him vibrated more strongly now, as if reacting to their presence. The mini Shihulud coiled protectively around his arm, glowing brighter, alerting him to the potential danger. From the shadows, a group of alien figures appeared. They were explorers or perhaps scavengers, tall and sleek, with multiple arms and shimmering exoskeletons. Their eyes glowed with suspicion and curiosity as they advanced toward Ethan. "You," one of them hissed, "human, you should not be here." "I'm just exploring, trying to understand the technology." He set the energy core on a pedestal and quickly activated it, releasing a controlled pulse of energy. The hallway lit up in intricate patterns, and the alien group froze in surprise. The mini Shihulud slithered along the walls, nudging hidden levers and triggering mechanisms that Ethan had only partially understood. The energy pulse revealed hidden side passages and traps that protected the hallway. The aliens hesitated, unsure how to proceed. Ethan seized the moment. Using his understanding of physics and energy flow, he activated a sequence that sealed one of the side corridors and created a diversion, forcing the group to retreat. He exhaled, leaning against the wall. "That was close." The mini Shihulud curled around his arm, as if sharing his relief. After the encounter, Ethan pressed onward, moving carefully through the underground chambers. The passages revealed more relics, tools, and devices. Each discovery gave him insight into alien technology and its potential applications. He realized that humans, small and underestimated, could make significant contributions simply by thinking creatively, adapting, and using tools in ways no one had considered before. Several hours later, they reached a vast chamber. The ceiling soared high above, and crystalline structures formed a network of conduits and energy channels that hummed with latent power. In the center of the chamber stood a massive device, clearly ancient and delicate. Its purpose was unclear, but Ethan immediately recognized its potential. With careful analysis, he could reverse engineer elements of it, perhaps creating new energy solutions that even the city's current engineers had not imagined. The mini Shihulud moved ahead, inspecting the device. It nudged a small lever, causing a soft hum to increase, and sparks of energy traced the conduits like veins of light. Ethan realized that the creature's biology and intelligence allowed it to interact with the system in ways humans alone could not. Together, they could unlock secrets that had remained hidden for centuries. Grrla appeared suddenly at the entrance of the chamber, her multiple eyes wide with concern. "Human, you venture where you should not. This is dangerous." Her expression shifted from alarm to cautious admiration. "You are clever, you adapt, you survive. Perhaps humans are not as weak as we believed." "That is what humans do." As the twin moons of Zorathia rose, casting silvery light into the chamber, Ethan reflected on the day's events. They had uncovered hidden technology, faced alien opposition, and survived by relying on intelligence rather than brute strength. The mini Shihulud had proven invaluable, its unique abilities complementing Ethan's human ingenuity. Grrla, watching from the doorway, finally spoke with a hint of respect. "You may cause chaos, human, but your kind has potential. Perhaps this planet and its secrets are not beyond your reach. We'll take it slow, learn as much as we can, and show that humans are worth something in this galaxy." With patience, observation, and ingenuity, they could uncover secrets and survive challenges that even the most advanced alien civilizations might fail to navigate. Tomorrow promised further exploration, more discoveries, and perhaps even more challenges. But Ethan was ready. He was a human, and humans thrived on the impossible. And with the mini Shihulud by his side, there was no telling what secrets they could unlock together. For the first time since arriving on Zorathia, Ethan believed that humans were not only survivors. They were explorers, problem solvers, and a force to be reckoned with, even in the most alien and dangerous places in the galaxy. The desert sun burned fiercely over Zorathia, casting long, shimmering waves across the dunes. Ethan squinted against the glare as he packed supplies into a rugged backpack. Today, he and the mini Shai-Hulud would leave the relative safety of the city to explore the ancient ruins beyond the outskirts, guided by the clues they had uncovered in the underground passages. The mini Shai-Hulud wriggled excitedly in its harness, sensing the energy in the air. Ethan adjusted it gently. "I know, little buddy. Out there it's all sand, wind, and secrets waiting to be discovered, but we have to stay sharp." But the ruins could hold knowledge that might help both humans and aliens. I want to see it carefully. Its small body pulsed with light, almost like a compass, reacting to hidden energy sources beneath the sand. Ethan marveled at how such a tiny creature could sense pathways that even G.R.R. Law's sophisticated sensors might miss. The journey across the dunes was harder than he anticipated. Sand shifted beneath his feet, and the wind howled in his ears, carrying particles that stung his skin. The mini Shai-Hulud seemed to enjoy it, wriggling across rocks and guiding Ethan around treacherous areas. Every now and then, it would nudge a crystal or a stone, revealing hidden markings that pointed the way. Hours passed. The city slowly disappeared behind him, replaced by an endless expanse of jagged rocks and desert valleys. Just as Ethan began to worry that they were lost, the mini Shai-Hulud paused and glowed brightly. He followed it to a rocky cliffside, where faint carvings emerged in the stone. "These markings," Ethan murmured, brushing sand off them. They were similar to the glyphs in the underground passages, hinting at an ancient civilization skilled in energy manipulation. The mini Shai-Hulud traced the symbols with a glowing segment of its body, revealing hidden steps carved into the rock. Ethan carefully climbed the stairs, the mini Shai-Hulud slithering ahead, guiding him. The steps led to a hidden plateau, and there before him lay the ruins. Massive crystalline towers partially buried in sand, conduits snaking along the ground like metallic vines, and long-dead machines that still hummed faintly with residual energy. His heart pounded. This was more than he had imagined. The mini Shai-Hulud wriggled around a pedestal, and sparks of light revealed an opening at the base of one of the towers. Ethan approached cautiously. "Looks like a tunnel. Let's see where it leads." Ethan noticed patterns in the energy traces, flowing like rivers beneath the stone. The worm-like creature nudged a control panel, and with a soft hum, a chamber ahead lit up, revealing a network of ancient machinery. Suddenly, the ground trembled beneath him. Ethan froze. The mini Shai-Hulud's glow intensified, coiling protectively around his arm. He realized that the ruins were not entirely dormant. Somewhere deeper, mechanisms stirred in response to their presence. From the shadows emerged figures, alien scavengers from another faction, drawn to the ruins by the same energy signals. They were taller and more menacing than the previous group Ethan had encountered underground, their multi-limbed forms glinting in the soft light. "You should not be here," their leader said, voice echoing off the crystalline walls. "Leave or face the consequences. Humans think they are clever. You will learn differently." "Okay, time to improvise." The mini Shai-Hulud wriggled along the conduits, activating hidden levers and nodes. Sparks shot out, triggering minor traps in the floor and walls, creating confusion among the scavengers. Ethan seized the opportunity, guiding the creature to open a side passage that allowed them to slip past the group undetected. Once clear of immediate danger, Ethan paused to catch his breath. The mini Shai-Hulud curled around his arm, glowing softly, almost like it was proud of their teamwork. "Good job, buddy," he whispered. "We did it without fighting, clever thinking just like humans." Ethan's engineering knowledge allowed him to navigate, predicting which nodes to adjust and which conduits to avoid. The mini Shai-Hulud, reacting instinctively, guided him perfectly, detecting hidden energy flows and bypassing ancient traps. Eventually, they reached a massive chamber with a central pedestal. On it rested a crystalline device larger than any Ethan had ever seen, humming with immense latent energy. The walls around the chamber were covered with symbols that pulsed in rhythm with the device. Ethan approached cautiously. This could be a power generator of some kind. If I understand it, humans could learn a lot from this technology. Alone, he could not have activated it. G.R.R. Law's warning echoed in his mind. "Be careful. The underground may contain things best left undisturbed." Ethan nodded, careful with every move. He had learned that humans survived not because of brute force, but because of patience, intelligence, and adaptability. As he studied the device, the ground trembled again, stronger this time. Dust fell from the ceiling, and faint vibrations suggested something massive was moving below. Ethan's heart raced. The ruins were alive in a sense, responding to energy disturbances and intrusions. Suddenly, a passage opened behind them. The scavengers had returned, joined now by a larger group. Their intent was clear. They wanted the device and would not leave without a fight. Ethan froze. He had no weapons. The mini Shihulud twitched, sensing the threat. Then he remembered something. The energy flows were delicate, and small changes could have big effects. Using his knowledge of the conduits, he redirected pulses through the chamber, triggering ancient traps that created barriers between them and the scavengers. Sparks of light danced along the walls, confusing the intruders. The mini Shihulud slithered along conduits, activating hidden levers that sealed doors and opened alternative exits. Ethan guided it, directing the flow of energy to maximize the effect. The scavengers, overwhelmed by the sudden shifts and flashes, hesitated, unsure of how to proceed. Ethan exhaled. "We're making progress. Humans solve problems differently. We use brains over brawn." The mini Shihulud glimmered, as if in agreement. Hours passed as they carefully navigated the chamber, avoiding further confrontation and documenting as much as they could. Ethan realized that humans had a unique advantage: the ability to think outside the box, adapt quickly, and use intelligence in ways that even advanced aliens sometimes overlooked. By the time the twin moons of Zorathia rose, casting silvery light across the chamber, Ethan and the mini Shihulud had mapped key parts of the ancient energy system. They had survived encounters with alien scavengers, uncovered hidden mechanisms, and unlocked secrets that had been dormant for centuries. Ethan sat on the edge of a raised platform, exhausted but exhilarated. The mini Shihulud curled around his arm, glowing softly. "We did it," he whispered. "Humans may be small, but we can achieve great things when we use our brains and a little help from friends like you." Humans were not the strongest or the fastest, but their ingenuity, courage, and adaptability allowed them to thrive in situations far beyond what anyone expected. He had faced danger, alien threats, and unknown technology, and yet, through clever thinking and careful action, he had prevailed. G.R.R. Law's words returned to him once more. "Perhaps humans are not as weak as we believed." Ethan smiled, realizing that every step he took, every decision he made, and every challenge he overcame would continue to prove that truth. Tomorrow, they would return to the city, bringing knowledge and discoveries that might change how humans and aliens alike viewed each other. And someday, he thought, humans would leave a mark on Zorathia far greater than anyone imagined. For now, he allowed himself a moment of rest, the mini Shihulud glowing gently beside him, and the ruins silent but full of potential. Humans, small and clever, had survived again, and the galaxy was only beginning to see what they could do. Ethan stepped out of the city gates as the first rays of Zorathia's green sun spread across the desert. Today was different. He wasn't just exploring for himself. He carried knowledge that could help both humans and aliens, and perhaps even reshape the relationship between them. The mini Shihulud wriggled excitedly in its harness, sensing the energy flowing beneath the dunes. Its glow pulsed like a heartbeat, guiding Ethan forward. He headed toward the central plaza, where alien officials and engineers often gathered. The energy device from the ancient ruins had been partially stabilized, and with careful study, Ethan believed he could use it to optimize the city's power network. This wasn't just discovery. It was a chance for humans to contribute in a way no one had expected. As he entered the plaza, whispers spread among the gathered aliens. Humans were rare here, and those who came often struggled to prove themselves. Today, however, Ethan carried not arrogance but results. He set the mini Shihulud down gently on a flat surface, allowing it to slither and interact with a small control panel he had brought from the ruins. Sparks of light ran along its body, illuminating the plaza and drawing attention. G.R.R. Law appeared at his side, her multiple eyes following every movement. "Human, you are bold to bring that creature here," she said, though her tone was less scolding than before. "And yet, you may have something to show us. It could help humans and aliens alike." Lights flickered, then stabilized, brighter and more evenly distributed than ever before. G.R.R. Law's eyes widened. "It works, the human did it." She turned to the gathered officials. "Observe, the creature assists, yes, but the human directs. Look at the results." One of the elder aliens stepped forward, a tall, armored figure whose eyes gleamed with experience. If what you say is true, this human has achieved something no alien engineer has attempted in decades. We notice small details, adapt quickly, and try solutions others overlook. With guidance, the mini Shai-Hulud interacted with the systems, revealing hidden channels and optimizing energy flow in ways the aliens had not considered. By midday, the city's energy network was transformed. Lights shone brighter, power flowed more evenly, and systems that had been unstable for decades now hummed smoothly. Aliens who had doubted humans now watched in awe. Ethan realized that his cleverness, patience, and willingness to adapt were proving the value of his species in a way words alone could never achieve. G.R.R. Law stepped forward and laid a hand on Ethan's shoulder. "Human, you have done more than survive. You have improved our city. You have shown that your kind can think beyond the obvious, act beyond expectation, and achieve what others would consider impossible." He was awarded a special position as a human liaison and energy consultant, a rare honor that allowed him to work alongside the city's top engineers. G.R.R. Law, who had once scolded him for chaos, now served as his mentor and ally. Together, they shared a vision of collaboration, combining human ingenuity with alien technology. As news spread beyond the city, other aliens began approaching humans differently. No longer were they seen as fragile and reckless. Instead, humans were respected for their problem-solving, adaptability, and courage. Ethan had not fought a war or wielded weapons. He had won recognition through intelligence, creativity, and the ability to remain calm under pressure. Later, Ethan returned to the desert ruins, this time with permission and protection. He studied the devices further, documenting patterns and energy flows. The mini Shai-Hulud scuttled along conduits, activating levers and nodes that revealed additional secrets. The duo had discovered more than ancient technology. They had unlocked a bridge between two species, showing that cooperation and clever thinking could transcend size, strength, or appearance. As the twin moons rose that evening, casting silvery light over Zorathia, Ethan reflected on everything that had happened. He had faced danger, alien skepticism, and unknown technology. Yet through calm thinking, clever use of resources, and teamwork with his small but brilliant companion, he had succeeded. Humans, he realized, thrived not because of brute force, but because of creativity, adaptability, and courage. G.R.R. Law appeared beside him, her many eyes reflecting the moon's light. "You have changed much today, human. Your kind may be small, but your mind is vast. Perhaps humans will continue to surprise us." The city hummed around him, alive with energy that was smoother, brighter, and more stable than ever. He looked out over the desert skyline and realized something profound. Humans were capable of greatness, even in alien worlds. They could inspire respect without violence, create solutions where others saw obstacles, and leave a mark on the galaxy through ingenuity alone. As he settled in for sleep, the mini Shai-Hulud curled beside him, resting its glowing body on his arm. Ethan whispered, "Tomorrow we explore more. Tomorrow we keep learning. And humans will keep proving that small, clever, and brave can be more powerful than anyone expects." The galaxy was vast, full of mysteries, dangers, and wonders, but humans had proven that they belonged. Not because they were the strongest, but because they could think, adapt, and act with intelligence and courage. And with companions like the mini Shai-Hulud by their side, there was no challenge too great, no secret too deep, and no alien world beyond their reach. The next day, Ethan awoke with renewed energy. He planned new explorations, confident that humans had a place in the galaxy. He would continue to learn, adapt, and uncover secrets, showing that intelligence and creativity were the true marks of strength. And the mini Shai-Hulud, ever curious and clever, would remain by his side, guiding him through the unknown with instinct and brilliance. Zorathia, once a land of skepticism and doubt toward humans, had begun to see them differently. Aliens now understood that courage, cleverness, and problem-solving could triumph where size and strength might fail. Humans were small, yes, but they were brilliant, adaptable, and brave. Ethan smiled as he looked at the city below, glowing under the twin moons. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new discoveries, and new opportunities to prove that humans were not only capable of survival, they were capable of greatness. And somewhere nearby, the mini Shai-Hulud wriggled happily, its glowing body a reminder that even the smallest beings could make a huge difference when used wisely. Together, human and creature, they had proven a simple truth. Intelligence, creativity, and courage could conquer challenges far greater than size or strength ever could. As the night deepened, Ethan felt a sense of peace. Zorathia had become not just a place to explore, but a home where humans could thrive. And he knew that wherever the galaxy led next, humans and their ingenuity would be ready.